I think we all grew up like this, half expecting someone to call us and tell us that something horrible has happened or been done to our mother.
I did feel that something was about to happen, but not this.
She had even ironically predicted that, you know, what are they going to do, take a contract out of my life? So subconsciously she knew.
She told me, I'm going out to the bank now. She walked out of the house. Then I heard an explosion. And I knew it was a car bomb straight away. I saw the logo of Peugeot, and at that moment I thought, shit. There was a huge ball of fire. It looks like, I don't know, the fire of hell. It was just awful, the sound of the horn blaring. There were body parts all over the ground. The feeling of frustration was so overwhelming at being able to do nothing.
Apart from my mother being taken away, I also felt that my country had been taken away. It was the same feeling that the world had collapsed, that no one was safe anymore.
It really is an assassination to match the scale of the crimes on which she was reporting.
The blog was set up at the start of 2008.
If she got a story, she'd go for it, you know, and no holds barred. She always claimed that she didn't take prisoners, you know, she shot to kill.
It was really unbelievable what she uncovered. The level of criminality was, frankly, frightening.
Our government was very effective at creating the smokescreen that Malta is a normal country, it's liberal, we have gay rights, but that was just a facade.
She was working on corruption at the highest levels of government. It was everything from the top to the bottom. When you have a mind like that, you can never turn it off.
She was fighting to hold Malta and Maltese society to a higher standard, to really get people in the country to expect more of their government, expect more of their politicians, to respect their country more.
We met, I believe, in late summer 1983. It was fun, I think. We used to go swimming together, all sorts of things. She started writing after the third child was born, after Paul was born in 1988.
My mother she was completely unlike anyone I've ever met. She was extremely intelligent, had the force and personality of 100 people packed into one.
She was also a very good mother. Not strict with them, but very in control and knew exactly what was happening and took no nonsense from them.
She's someone, I suppose, like a lot of mothers, who was always there for us. This was a very strong, principled figure.
She didn't really fit into the Maltese stereotype of a loud, obnoxious personality. She was an observer, and it was almost like she looked at Maltese society from the outside.
Journalism was her life in the sense that she lived it. For her, it was an extension of her personality.
Her role as an investigative journalist only started when the Labour Party were in government. She used to receive extremely sensitive information on a daily basis about what was happening in government.
She was the only person investigating anything of note in Malta. That everyone else was just reporting the results of her investigations.
There were points when we worried for her safety, for sure, because we knew again that in Malta that kind of journalism would be seen as a personal attack.
She fought the Labour Party to keep it out of government. And it's important to remember that it wasn't an equal battle. This was a journalist versus the state, versus a political party.
Who on earth would have an interest in reporting me to the police? and asking for my arrest because of an article about the leader of the opposition, if not the leader of the opposition himself or his political party.
I think it galvanized her actually, and she wrote about this, that the more they attack her, the stronger she gets. She had a thick skin, you know, but still very vulnerable.
What changed probably is the scale of corruption in the country, and her reporting changed with it. Every person in power was compromised beyond belief. I remember waking up every morning with a feeling of absolute dread, thinking what on earth is going to happen next.
Something about the interview is that we would start by you telling me your story. So
Okay.
would you say it's a climate of fear?
Totally.
And doing journalism and a climate of fear is...
It's become very, very difficult. My biggest concern is that because people see what happened to me, they don't want to do it. People are afraid of consequences.
They tried framing her, they tried arresting her, they tried suing her. They couldn't stop her using any of those means, so they just killed her.
I think they were adamant on stopping her somehow or other, but I don't know to what extent this would go.
After our mother was killed, we had no time to grieve, to think about our mother, to try to remember her. All the requests, you know, will you endorse this reward? Give us this evidence, will you look through the house, will you look for electronics?
It was just one battle after another.
None of us got any sense of satisfaction when they were arrested because they didn't mean anything to us. It was almost like the bomb had been arrested. They were just a tool used by the person with the real motive to kill our mother. And then there's also the formal problem of the Prime Minister of Malta talks about we are investigating, we are going to find the masterminds. What if someone linked to him is the mastermind?
I think besides the family, the person who really wants most this issue to be settled is myself.
There's no independent institution in between the citizen and the government right now in Malta. Her assassination became possible for that reason.
It's bizarre to think that you have a journalist publishing evidence of really serious criminal activity there. Everyone in the country and beyond is reading it. And the institutions that are meant to do something with it just don't do anything. She was completely let down.
If all the people who had committed the crimes that my mother reported on had faced justice, then this would not have happened.
I hope that one day we'd be able to return to a country we recognize. It's impossible for us to share a tiny island with the people who commissioned the assassination of our mother and the people who are celebrating it.